Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto market. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Memecoins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we're going to talk about the big news. Crypto executive order signed last night by President Trump, creating a Bitcoin strategic reserve and the digital assets stockpile. Interesting to see what's going to happen here. We're going to break down all of that. We're also going to talk about SBF's interview from prison and predictions for today's crypto summit. Joined here this morning by Easy and Florida Kicks. Kicks, how you feeling today? You coming home this weekend? What's up? What's going on?
Yeah, I'll be home this weekend. I didn't know you were so gangster, dude. Listening to that intro song, dude. You know, I wouldn't want to cross you in the streets. But it's been great, man. Went fishing yesterday. Caught about 12 catfish. No big deal. I think a lot of life. Oh, and these weren't great catfish. They're catfish with poisonous fins on the top of them. That, like, if they hit
the
you,
hooks. Yeah. They make
it
piss green.
Yeah, they'll sting the hell out of you. But I think a lot of life, a lot of trading, you can apply to fishing. You know what I mean? Like, first of all, you got to just be out there, right? Like, you're never going to catch a fish unless you're out there trying to fish, right? You got to throw it out there.
Kicks.
Yeah,
Kicks, there's one metaphor. It's like if you throw a grenade in the water, it blows everything up, but you get a lot of fish. It's like the market. Like, you know, if you just dump a bomb into a 100x leverage long, you're bound to hit one. You know, like it can't possibly fail.
That's facts, dude. And maybe there's some collateral damage, but you know, as long as those fish come up and you can eat them, who cares, dude?
It sounds like you're on your own episode of River Monsters here. It's just like going out there, it's like hunting down these venomous catfish.
Dude, I caught a fish called a mullet. How cool is that?
That's fun. I enjoy that. Clemente, you look nice and cool here in the yurt again. What's the temperature?
Dude, I'm so cold right now. Like, I'm freezing, dog. It's like 30, 32.
Look at the difference here. Get Kicks in Florida. Clemente hoodie on, bundled up in the yurt. Like, absolutely absurd.
Yo, but Clemente, isn't a yurt supposed to insulate?
This shit does not. No, this yurt's like 25 years old.
It's one of like the first yurts
Dude,
ever
look
invented.
at those walls, bro. It's just 2x4s super glued together. Like,
do you have like a space heater in there?
Oh, you think like shit's getting through here, buddy? I'll tell you.
You have a space heater?
I have one on, but it's not working hard enough.
Okay, and just for the audience, can you explain? So, like, there's a house you can live in, like 200 yards away, right?
Yeah, but I don't have good internet over there.
You have better internet in the 35-degree yurt.
Yeah. So I'm not sleeping in here. I'm just doing the show in here.
So you're waking up at 4:30 in the morning,
5:30.
getting out of bed, walking 200 yards in the pitch black, coyotes, werewolves, crackheads, just in between the path to you in the yurt, just to do the show.
Exactly.
Impressive.
You don't have good internet at the house, like no Starlink or nothing?
No, my dad refuses to spend like money where it's not needed. So we're using, like, we talked to our neighbor and he's like, yeah, check this. We're going to split the Starlink with the neighbor. So I talked to the neighbor. I'm going to get an extra receiver to go off of their house and face us. And that's how we're going to get Wi-Fi. I'm like, dude, just get the Starlink.
Genius.
Just get the Starlink. I'll pay for it. Like, what are we talking about here? He's like, no.
Hey, dude, if you grew up in the mountains of Chile, okay, you're going to pinch pennies. You're not going to throw them around, you know, into wishing wells.
Exactly. He doesn't like to spend money where it's not needed. So so I don't get good Wi-Fi in there, so I have to come out here and do the
He would do great working with Elon at Doge. He would cut so much shit. He'd be walking into these departments. He'd be like, get the fuck out of here, dude. You guys can all share one credit card for expenses.
And my dad would be like, what do you do? Department of Education? You're done. Cortao.
Dude, I'd be sleeping to that yurt if I were you. Get some nice, like, ice cold tent, bundle up. Is that a bunk bed you got there?
So it's a double bunk bed. It's a double full bunk bed. Check this, dude. Look at that.
That's nice.
Double full. So they're big, bro. They're big.
Is there any days you like decide to sleep on the top versus the bottom?
Well, my brother would always make me sleep on the top when he was here. So but no, I usually sleep on the bottom. The morning routine when I was here during the summer was sleep here, wake up, cold shower in the morning, do the show and just dominate. So
I like that. I actually went cold shower this morning as well, right before I hopped on. Daughter was up from like 11 to 3 a.m. just not going to bed, just like refusing to go to bed. So I needed a little pick me up this morning and just hit that cold shower, got everything going. I feel like $1 million now. It's amazing what that can do for you.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm a cold shower promoter. I love them. It's great for you.
All right, we got lots
easy cold.
Send the weather report over in the private chat. I don't know who wants to handle it today. Do you want an easy or a Clemente?
What were you gonna say, Kicks?
It's better. It didn't work out.
All right. Let's do this thing. Folks. It's Friday. Let's go. Friday, March 7th. Let's get into it. Looking over at the crypto roundup, the major down slightly on a volatile day with Bitcoin just under 90K. And I saw a recovery there. Ethereum just under 2,200 and Solana 144. Over the past 24 hours, we had Donald Trump sign an executive order establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve and a U.S. digital asset stockpile. Trump is expected to sign additional executive orders today at 2:30 p.m. before delivering remarks to the crypto summit at 3. So be on the lookout for that just under 6 hours from now. Next up, we had Tucker Carlson interview Sam Bankman-Fried from prison. He's been in there for 2 years now, and topics discussed included SBF's Adderall usage, how much money he has left, and his experiences with the one and only P. Diddy in prison. He's been spending a lot of time with the diddler, and you know what that means. Finally, it was a bloody day for the stock market as 1.5 trillion, that's T, ladies and gentlemen, was wiped from the U.S. equities. That's the big boys. The S&P 500 fell 1.9%. The NASDAQ dropped 2.6%. And pre-market trading shown signs of a slight recovery as jobs data came in below expectations this morning.
That's what you get for being in Fiat.
Dinner's at 5. Back over to you in the studio.
Excellent report. Weather report as always, Clemente. We're gonna have so many inside jokes just as a result of this week with like the nonsense that's going on here with the dinner at 5, soft ceiling, hard floor.
I couldn't sleep last night, dude. I couldn't sleep last night. I was sitting there just thinking about the fiat standard till like 4 a.m. I was just sitting there like, how does this make any fucking sense? It's almost 5 a.m. and dinner's still not served. I was like genuinely upset. Like I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, this fiat standard. Like I can't go and swipe my Bitcoin and buy some shit yet.
Yeah.
We need him here. We need him
Modern
here.
day feminism changed a lot easy.
Pio, where are you?
It's like what is it? Beetlejuice. Pio. Nope,
Let's try this. Fiat.
I just know Pio like listens to podcast like Bitcoin podcasts all day, and you probably heard the dinner at 5 come from someone like super smart, just like crush it, and he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna use that." Like, yo, dinner at 5 makes perfect sense. I'm gonna use it on the show tomorrow.
Yeah, you ever seen Dodgeball? You know the Globo Gym guy?
You've never seen Dodgeball?
No.
Oh, dude, Clemente, one sec. I'm checking your calendar. You're taking an hour and a half today and watch Dodgeball. This anyway, will level up your content.
There's the CEO of Globo Gym, right? And he like can't. He used to be fat and he can't eat anymore, right? Long story short, someone walks in on him in his office, rubbing fucking pizza on his, you know what, like getting off because he can't eat it, right? But he can, do that with it. I was wondering if Pio did that listening to Bitcoin podcasts not with pizza, with something,
It's Ledger that's holding the Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, maybe like tie it around. All
right, we're getting a little graphic here on the show today. We've got a lot to talk about. Bitcoin reserve order. Nick, I saw you breaking down this news. What can you tell us about this order, how it's going to play out? What exactly did Trump sign last night? Yeah, you're muted. Your mic's cooked.
No, I like this way. You should have let him go.
No, this is sick. I prefer this.
The entire discussion on mute.
All right, okay. You should hear me now.
Yep, we're good.
This mic is so stupid from that standpoint. I mean, you saw what he signed. Back to you, Ray. No. In terms of the there's two things, obviously, the strategic Bitcoin reserve, and then there's the what's the name of the other one? Strategic asset, digital asset. What is stockpile? There you go. It's basically they can accumulate crypto and Bitcoin as long as it's at a neutral position. Honestly, it's as much as they can do. And it's exactly what they should have done. And it's great. I think from the standpoint that they came out with a statement saying that Bitcoin is digital gold and gave a sustainable approach to how they manage crypto assets. Ultimately, Trump can't just go and buy a bunch of shit. And that's what people wanted. And I was like, there's no way that that's happening. Like that was the expectation of a bunch of immature idiots. And so we saw a sell-off temporarily last night as a result of it. But I think over the long term, they're doing things the right way. Like they're approaching this in a methodical way. And they were able to do it in a way that it's not pissing people off about taxpayer dollars being sent. If anything, I think David Sachs is pretty damn effective, and he cares about getting things done the right way for a sustainable future.
And just absolutely bodies Jason on the All In podcast.
Well, I was going to say, well, he's more effective than Chamath, I'll say, as an operator.
Chamath.
It's Chamath. And, but agree to disagree.
Oh, yeah, Chamath.
Yeah, Chamath, chop it off of pot of you guys.
Spot on.
Chamath,
all right, so after the Bitcoin reserve was announced yesterday, everyone sold off. Like we had some crazy candles going from 90K all the way down to as low as like 84,500. Easy. Did you trade this sell-off at all? Like, were you looking to make
yes
last night? Can you pull up our account and give us like a little lay of the land where we're at? Are we liquidated? Are we up big?
Yeah, so we're out of money. No, I'm completely kidding. We're back above 4K. We hit a Salamo long yesterday. No, was it Salamo? Let's check. I don't want to
easy for people just tuning in. Did you start with 1K?
Yeah, 1K. ETH is what we hit. We hit an ETH long yesterday. That's
so Easy. Yeah, if you're just listening, Easy has our DYDX trading account pulled up. Easy's been doing this 1K trading competition. We've ran it, I think, as high as 6K. We ran it back down to 1K.
No, 5K. We were just shy of 5K.
Look at this trade. It's all on one candle.
One candle.
Wait, go back to that trade.
Can you go back to the chart, please?
Yep, one candle. Where did that go? We gotta scroll back a little bit. Sorry. Give me a second. Oh no, so this is a 1 minute candle. This is the 1 minute candle. We bought this dip and sold this rip. And it was actually a perfectly executed trade. Because if you look, Nick, if we held it until the morning, we'd be up more. But we would have been down if I held it any longer than where I sold it.
Easy. You made this trade at 1 a.m.?
No, so this is UTC time. So this was made at
10.
Yeah.
No. Before that.
Whatever the strategic reserve announcement came out last night.
It's like an hour after strategic reserve, so that was like 8 o'clock maybe.
Because this was the sell-off. And I was like, if we get over to this area, I'm interested. We did. I was like, fuck, I missed the move. Back tested it. I was like, ooh, we didn't miss the move. And then we caught it and exited. It was nice like yeah, I think we made like $600 on it, which is pretty cool.
Let's go. And I think instead of saying strategic asset reserve every time, just say SARS. Just keep it nice, short, and brief. Okay.
Yeah, SARMs, like the steroids. But also, by the way, shout out DYDX. If you want to trade alongside of us and watch me run this account to $10,000, a clean 10x in this choppy market, which, listen, it's been rough. We've gone from 1K to almost 5K to $700 to 3K to $400, now back to 4K. So we made a couple 10Xs in here. It's been a battle. But if you want to get in and have some fun, you can use dydx.trade, reference Active Dream ZI and trade alongside of us. It helps you on fees. On top of that, bunch of other benefits. Like
What
just
is our
using the best
referral
platform.
code? Active Dream ZIO. Does the A and the D need to be capital as well as the ZIO?
You're asking questions I don't have an answer to, Nick. All right? If I did, I'd be able to answer them. All I know is you're going to go copy this code and use the one we just posted in the chat. All right? And get on board and use DYDX. Hands down, the absolute best perpetuals platform in the entire market.
It's Active Dream. Zip it in and out. Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
So,
What the fuck?
yeah, Nick, what you said was I watched that video of Trump signing the reserve.
Alfalfa. Referral code is Clemente's Hinge profile name. Active Dream.
I thought it was really interesting. The most interesting thing I looked at it was Trump like repeatedly talking about how this won't cost taxpayers any money because this is basically a win for it is a win for Bitcoin. It's a win for crypto in general that we got this thing across the line. Like people mad that we're not buying on day one. I'm like, what were you expecting going into this? And then number two, no one can talk smack about it from the non-crypto side because we're not using taxpayer dollars for it. So it's a win-win for both. It was a sick thing to get across the line, and I think now they can kind of go from there and start.
Trump's a man of his word, Clemente.
So what I wanted to ask about, what I didn't understand was the budget neutral buying, right? So it sounds like they are selling.
That means
stuff.
if we can balance the books, which ain't going to happen for a long ass time.
Do you think they would sell? They're not going to sell gold, would they, to buy Bitcoin? People were speculating that they're going to sell the cheese reserves to buy Bitcoin. Are they going to do it? Like, does any of that make sense? I saw Michael Saylor comment that he has some ideas on how to balance the budget and buy more Bitcoin. So I'm curious what you guys think happens from here.
Are you just taking my segment, Clemente? Is that what you're doing? Did you just scroll down to my Crypto Summit prediction segment and just read off all the things I wrote there?
Yeah, but he said he asked the question in a more compelling way. So I appreciate you doing that, Clemente.
I was going to make a game show out of it.
That was far superior to Ray.
I was going to make a game show out of it.
You were?
Yeah.
All right, let's do the game show version.
All right. So, I mean, it's like Crypto Summit predictions, like yes or no answers from all of you on all of these things for the Crypto Summit today. So that's the goal. Will they announce that they're going to sell gold to buy Bitcoin?
No.
No.
Across the board. Any other commodities that they would announce that they would sell to buy Bitcoin? Yes or no?
Will they announce that they'll sell gold to buy Bitcoin? No.
Easy.
So
This is a dumb question, Rick.
correct. And if everybody universally agrees on the answer, then it wasn't a good game show. Next question.
Okay. Will they sell any other commodities to buy Bitcoin?
Probably MicroStrategy stock.
No, I don't think they. I don't think they will sell it to during this. Yeah, I don't know.
Ray looks pissed.
I'm not pissed. I just want your answers. I want them on wax.
No.
Monday.
No,
Okay.
we all universally agree. So far, not a good game, Ray.
Will Saylor be involved in the Bitcoin buying strategy for the United States?
No.
Yes. That's the point of the crypto summit.
Yeah.
What?
No.
What do you think they're doing at the crypto summit? They're getting a bunch of people there. Well, they're doing two things. One, they're making it so that people that paid Trump a lot of money during the election feel that their voice is heard. And two, I think they can get some good ideas and have a conversation about correct approaches to come, for example, around the neutral approach to accumulating Bitcoin. I think some good ideas will come out of it. I have an insider there who I have been getting information from, who will be present there today.
What's their name?
Okay, next. So let's move on.
Number of tokens Trump mentions in his address at 3 p.m. Over, under 3.5.
Over.
Number of tokens that Trump. Wait, sorry. Say that once more.
A number of tokens Trump mentions in his address at 3 p.m. Over, under
USDC,
3.5.
USDT, and BTC.
That would be
And
under.
crypto. If he says crypto, it doesn't count because that's a broad term.
Bitcoin, I
So
one.
under.
So it's
One.
really like
Under.
Bitcoin. You think under just Bitcoin? No, he won't be like Solana, Cardano, XRP, all in the.
I don't
No.
even think he knows what those are.
I think I'm going to say over. I think he's going to
XRP.
mention the US.
Sui.
So anyone else on over except for me?
I'm on the
No.
over, Ray.
Okay,
Raymond, I'm with you. This is a good question.
I like that one. Everyone else. Okay, that's what I had. Those are my predictions. Does anybody
All
have
right.
any other crazy ideas that
Yeah,
like?
yes,
Yup.
yes.
Yup. Will they launch a pump fund from that table today?
No. Okay. Clemente, what was your question?
I was asking what things they would like. What's next for the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve? Like, at what point would they start buying this? I'm not necessarily asking about the summit, but like, yeah, I'm just curious what you guys think is gonna be next for the SBR.
I mean, I don't think there's any action right now.
They probably
on the,
don't buy a single Bitcoin in 2025.
Yeah. I mean, I see. I'm just so like people on. I think Twitter is just like not as good as it was before as far as like value you get from it, because everyone just reacts to every little thing. Now they were like, "Yo, you guys see like everything Trump did last night? They're burning out all the sellers. You're paper handing, and what they are doing is they're buying the dip overnight secretly, and then they're gonna announce that they bought the dip tomorrow during the crypto summit. So don't sell." So I'm longing on Hyperliquid right now. I'm like, dude, like chill. Like, can you?
Dude, it's still a government agency. Like, they can't just go and deploy capital and buy the fucking dip. Like, it's not MicroStrategy. It's not what's happening here. Like, I don't know. I think today's like a big nothing burger. Like, literally nothing.
I don't know if Tio Chades in the comments is being serious or also being facetious, saying he thinks NFTs will run if Trump mentions it somehow, advertising his own at the summit.
Maybe his own NFTs.
Right, that's what he's saying, his own NFTs. I don't think they mentioned NFTs at any point today in the summit.
Maybe. I actually think maybe they talk about collectibles.
Well, they're talking about meme coins as collectibles. I don't think they go like all the way down to NFTs.
Have we discussed Grok coin?
Not yet.
And have we discussed this NASDAQ trading 24 hours?
Nope, both on the list.
Let's go.
What do you want to talk about first?
The NASDAQ one will be quick.
All right, so NASDAQ is now trading 24 hours a day. What do you think about that, Nick?
I mean, it's incredible. In terms of Eric Trump, who was tweeting about cryptos 24/7, but traditional finance isn't. This is a direct response to Eric Trump being like, "Okay, child, sit down, you immature imbecile."
What's funny is I don't think that like Eric Trump properly understands crypto and what moves markets. Like, I think he's probably sitting there like wondering why ETH didn't run to $1 million because it was mentioned in the stockpile of assets. It like just doesn't understand like how markets and crypto in general works. It's just kind of funny like watching his tweets. And like,
I borderline think it makes sense because they did that to short some of these assets is a wild thing. Now XRP has absolutely sent. I saw a bunch of conversation as well yesterday over the chart that PO sent internally that I think we discussed it on the show, right? With the two side by side of ETH and Solana. How do you think
in ETH BTC?
Do you think this is? I don't think we're doomed to the same outcome. I think Solana is on a different cycle, part of its own cycle right now. But that said, I don't think Eric Trump is the main driver of markets.
One thing on that same kind of vein that I think is going to happen and this trend's going to continue is just Bitcoin dominance continuing to go up.
Yeah, I keep buying Bitcoin actually of everything that I bought. I bought more Bitcoin last night. I keep buying 10K at a time.
I'm allocating all my available funds to HBAR.
Okay.
I mean, look at the daily chart on Bitcoin dominance.
Are you actually easy?
Not all of them, but I've been buying HBAR yet. Like, actually.
Sorry, back to you, Ray. What?
If anything, that chart looks like fill the dip and it's gonna go back down. Alt season, baby.
You think getting up to 72% and then coming back down?
No, I think it already gap filled up. I think it peaked from there.
Nick,
Yeah.
can you pull up the HBAR chart?
I'm loading Trading View right now. 1 second.
So do you think this dip that we saw early December essentially got filled kicks and then we're just going to be back down, Bitcoin dominance dropping? What's like the catalyst for that? Because, you know, we're seeing everyone talk about Bitcoin, but nobody talking about altcoins. Like that's what concerns me.
Well, I think the exciting thing that we saw in Q4 of last year is the idea that I think what you can do, the opportunity for alts and launching new projects is going to be really exciting over the next couple of years. That's what I'm really interested in seeing, right? Is more of the are we attracting more smart minds from Silicon Valley and other places that are going to get into crypto and do cool and interesting things in 2025?
This is the best chart in crypto.
Is this what you're looking at, Style?
It's the best chart in crypto.
What chart is this?
HBAR.
HBAR.
So you're saying this is the breakout right here?
Yes.
We
For anyone unfamiliar, what is HBAR?
Nobody
it's
really
another
knows,
blockchain.
That's what I like about it. It's basically a government blockchain, though. Their board is made up of Boeing, LG, 4 or 5 other Fortune 5s.
You think it goes up to here?
Yeah. I think it goes back to all-time highs, pretty aggressively.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
And what's the all-time high?
I think 57, 58 cents.
So where are you trading this on Coinbase?
Yeah, I'm literally just buying spot HBAR.
Interesting.
Chart looks good, man. Chart looks good.
I mean, you could also just buy Bitcoin. What, you don't think Bitcoin is going to go up this amount?
2x?
I think Bitcoin could pull a 2x here.
What time frame?
Well, if you listen to Twitter, in the next 3 days.
Breaking news: Robinhood lists Pengu.
Really? How's that for the trading action?
I'm pulling it up right now. I just saw the news. I'm not completely sure if Robinhood understands what pudgy penguins are, but their announcements you can now trade pudgy penguins on Robinhood. Pengu.
It's not really pumping. I don't know. Maybe this is an interesting buy. I do think
Robinhood Crypto EU. What is that? What are those circles on this chart?
Those are previous dips that I said, I think when we were here, I was is it previous times we were trying to call bottoms? I was are we going to see the same price action occur? Because we're do we hit the bottom here at 850 mil? And I was I don't know if we're going to see another dip afterwards. So, yeah, I just kind of marking previous price action that was similar when we talked about it on the show. And
Who here is still holding any Pengu?
buy some right now. I'm going to buy some right now.
I'll sell it to you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know what like Nick's saying. I'm not seeing this Robinhood Crypto EU. Is this? I guess this is
a European app. It's not the US one.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm not buying then.
It's a European Robinhood.
Hey, Clemente, come on, man.
I do think it's oversold. I do think there is a world where this thing does a 2x at least. I think I don't know. I just know that the Pudgy Penguins team obsessed over price, and abstract season is going to heat up, and they're going to pull some marketing plan to pump this in.
You want to pay me for an option to buy this?
Okay. Well, what are the terms?
I'll let you buy my bag at this market cap, 407 million. Send me 3 Solana right now, and I'll give you that option through end of day.
Oh no, not to the end of the day.
How about next Tuesday?
No, I don't want to do that.
I got a question for you guys. And not to derail, but what are you guys looking forward to? How do you see the crypto, the exciting part of the crypto market? So not like, oh, is Bitcoin going to go up 10%? But like, what do you guys think is going to be the hot, exciting thing in crypto over the next 3 months? Do you think we get a hot trenches meme
Next
coin
3 months?
season?
There's
Yeah,
nothing hot.
Do you think we get like an AI run? Do we think we could get some sort of new project? Do you think we get gaming?
I think we're going to get some sort of
number of-
gaming staking type deal with like wolf game type mechanics for like on chain gaming, or like
Wrong.
gaming.
Wrong. Next one.
March 7th, 2025.
Easy.
Ray predicts on chain gaming in the next 3 months. Nick says dead wrong. Easy.
I think the situation in which all of crypto Twitter crashes out and continues to crash out in an effort to attempt to trade, despite it being liquidating basically everybody and causing catastrophic emotions on the time, where we have multiple instances of acting like BitBoy is in real time right now, which makes us mental health of this entire space.
You're pretty choppy right now. What's going on with your internet?
You're in
one sec,
Portugal,
let me-
bro. You're in
I'm
Portugal.
flying back from Mexico, BRB.
There's the thing I was gonna say. I think we see Thread Guy move in with Andrew Tate.
Is it? I saw like Andrew Tate. People are like, yeah, you can get the death penalty in Florida like very soon. I was like, what is going on right now? Seriously, do you have a real prediction though, Nick?
GM.
For the next 3 months. I mean, honestly, dude, I'm looking at the crypto majors over the next 3 months. There are
Boring.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I think that there are occasional meme coins that run. We've seen Greed 3 do pretty well, and posted that to chooserich.live. And I rarely post them, but I think there will be occasional winners here. What's the deal, speaking of which, with this Grok token?
Yeah, so
They
I
asked
don't know
Grok
much
to
about
make a
this.
meme coin. They said, Grok, what would you make for crypto degenerates? What would it be? He says, sup, dogs. I'd make that shit Grok coin on God. And then they made it.
So the important difference here is that Grok can now respond to tweets. So it was a tweet that Grok responded to.
Chilling it.
Mm.
It's
We've seen
chilling
this
it.
one.
It's
We've seen
responding.
this one play out before. Good run though, if you caught it. So just reading some comments. Alfalfa thinks we're going to get some tokens dropping over the next 3 months. So he thinks Monad, OpenSea, Abstract coming out. Not sure if it's exciting or not, but thinks we're going to get some more tokens coming out on the market. I like that. I think that makes sense. We also have Keezy saying downtrend till summer at least. So he's thinking it's not going to be a fun next 3 months. eBrink says it's Bitcoin health maxing and airdrop farming season. So maybe it's getting your farm on. Me personally, I've been doing a little bit more on Polymarket. I'm thinking Polymarket, right? They're going to make a move maybe to their own chain, and they're going to drop a token and because they have a ton of volume, right? And they're going to maybe say that we need our own L2 on Ethereum with a Polymarket governance token. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe that's a zig while they zag kind of play over the next 3 months.
I like that. So if they announce a chain, like this is a perfect bridge for them into a 2028 election season. You have a 2025 announcement into 2026 farming. 2027 then becomes the speculation for the 2028 election, and they kind of continue the cycle that way. I'd be interested to see, think about timing for that. Like, is now the time to announce that? Do you try to do more volume on Polymarket now while it's quiet? I wonder how that all is going to go. Clemente, you look interested.
Would they change their name from Polymarket to something else?
To gender market?
Whoa. Well, because if they're on they move from Polygon to somewhere else. We'll see. I do like that Polymarket play, Kicks. I'm not well versed enough in the Polymarket round to really be getting in there. Right? That's a good move. Start.
Kicks, have you still been trading on Polymarket? I know you and
Yeah.
your partner were like really big during election season, and you like developed some like analytics around it. Have you still been like making plays, and like what's your strategy?
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of wild things to do. So first of all, my business partner, I shouldn't tell too much. I mean, no one on the show would probably do it. He was trading the temperature markets for a while, the weather markets, which is kind of wild. Enron was talking about that in the 90s. Now it's finally here. You can literally trade like what's the temperature in New York City tomorrow. So he's been trading some of those markets. I really don't like those that much. But dude, there's all sorts of markets. Like I traded will Aiden Ross get unbanned from Twitch by tonight. And I was just like slamming the no on that. I thought the odds were good. I mean, there's probably 10, 20, 30 new markets popping up every day. And a lot of these things, I think that there's not a huge informational edge. Also, another thing, Kalshi has some like dumb money on there. Kalshi's a great one you also got to get on and start trading. But they got mention markets. I'm sure they have a mention market for Trump's strategic Bitcoin reserve speech today, crypto summit speech today. I don't know. It's some fun markets when there's not as much crazy stuff going on. Like I have some money on whether they're going to allow the far right Romanian politician to participate in the elections this year. Looking good for me until he got arrested. No, it's not so hot. Down a little bit on that one.
Dude, so random.
Nick, how's it feeling in New York? I want to kind of bet the weather. You thinking 49, 51 today?
I'm in Miami, bro.
Oh yeah, I see you now. Sorry.
Ray, you would die laughing if you hear my buddy talking about it because he's like, yeah, dude, like the cloud cover went away, so the sun came out right before sunset and heated the air up. Like,
I'll have to look at that. The crypto summit is kind of interesting for like what he's gonna say. Crypto 5+ times feels like easy to save money. 10+ times feels like easy to save money. 58% chance he says Ethereum. 42% chance he's gonna say Baron.
Is this thing going to be streamed?
I don't know. The Milady market, 1% chance he says Milady. Who are the yes betters there?
Did you guys see the Theo Vaughn talking about retardios last night or on his podcast?
No, did he?
Yeah. So you want to pull that up, Ray, if you have it. He was doing an interview with someone, and I believe they're in crypto, and they're talking about like retardios. I believe they said a coin that was, a little vulgar, but they came up with their own that turned into a pump fund, which ran into a few millions. But that was interesting.
I'm gonna pull it up here. I've got it.
20 seconds. Hassan is his name. He was talking about it on the podcast. Here we go.
And then you don't even know what to do.
Retardio.
Yes. It's like, oh, Retardio is going to the moon. And you have all these fucking clan members or whatever trying to sell. Like, it's crazy.
But that's what I mean. Like it was like Twitter
it was different crazy before.
But it was definitely not whatever the fuck this is.
So just talking about like Twitter in general with like all the PFPs running around, I guess. Interesting. And I missed that one.
Tokenized communities.
Tokenized communities. Lots of community members. Did anyone watch the SBF interview?
I watched bits and pieces of it. I saw where he talked about the strategic muffin reserve. I saw he was hanging out with the diddler. But other than that, easy. Did you listen to the whole thing?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
What were your takeaways? I haven't watched it yet.
Tucker Carlson's a bad interviewer.
Really?
Like that was the first thing I thought when I watched it. I was like, dude, his questions suck ass. Like, I also think SBF's lying a lot. I don't know. I think SBF was lying a lot in it. He was like, yeah, I was secretly donating to the Republican Party after I met Joe Biden. I'm like, dude, you're just trying to get let out of jail. Like, shut the hell up. So, like, that was interesting. I think the Diddy comments were kind of funny because he was like, he's kind to me. I'm like, yeah, because he wants a piece of that ass. But that's besides the point. It was like,
I mean, the fact that they have them two in the same cell is crazy.
Not
like
the same cell. Not the same cell.
Oh,
so that's the difference. They're in the same cell block. So,
Got
which
it.
means it's like, think of it like a dormitory. So there's like
Yeah.
multiple rooms around a center common area. I've never been to prison, but I've watched a hell of a lot of 60 Days In or whatever that show is. Great show. If you haven't watched it, well worth it. Really good content where they just send undercovers into prison. It's basically like they're in the same like compound. So they watch TV together. They probably play chess, you know? I don't know.
Big chess guy. Big chess guy.
Yeah.
Easy. Next 3 months, man. Don't you feel like something's gonna happen?
What, like when you say something like, what do you mean?
I don't know, like a friend tech.
I do think we get something here, dude. Yeah. I don't think it's a friend tech. I think so. I like Ray's play. So I do like that. On-Chain Heroes is showing some level of Ponzi mechanics. We have DeFi Dungeons launching, who we're going to be working
Pizza
with. I am
Pets,
excited about that.
Number one,
Pizza Pets.
MOBA.
So I think the Ponzi on-chain games will have some interest because they do last a couple weeks. And it gets people excited once they start doing like Lambo calculators and shit, which I think we'll get again. Oh, he's got the chessboard. A whole book of chess. My
dude,
God.
real thick, dude. Thicker than his
My
butt,
God.
man. I smacked that thing before. That's real thick, dude. That
Yeah.
guy definitely could have played sports. Okay, so listen, like, hear me out. Okay, I completely lost my thought. What were you just talking about, Easy?
We're talking about, so I think the on-chain Ponzi games that Ray's saying are probably pretty accurate for like what's next, because on-chain Heroes has sparked interest, and now we have the same team that launched the Heist coming out with DeFi Dungeons, which is like a more in-depth gamified experience. They just announced the TGE for their token already, so that's being front run. I think that's going to be really interesting. There's a few other things that I think like Abstract is doing a good job when it comes to these like Ponzi games. So I think in general, we should get more of that. The other thing is, you say 3 months. In 3 months, I think the bottom will be more than in on the market. I think by the end of this month, we should have most of the sell pressure behind us, personally.
Please give me a DeFi Kingdoms clone that actually prints again. I would love that. I would love that.
I see someone
Right, so
comment
hear
saying
me out.
gaming.
You're kind of talking about gaming, right? And we're talking about like tokenized.
It's not
assets.
gaming though, bro. It's DeFi with a fucking skin on it.
All sorts of things in that. But I'm not talking about this specifically, bro. Okay. What I'm specifically talking about. So this guy used Grok AI to make a flight simulator that has
It was
like,
fucking sick.
yeah, that has like thousands of daily active users, and he's selling blimp ad space in it for money. I don't know, man. I just think, you know, someone's going to build something like we're going to be able to buy little,
Something.
AI digital assets, you know what I mean? And they're on crypto as an NFT or something, right?
I think that that's interesting and could be exactly right, but there's just so many niche things that you just can't even think about that it's so hard to predict like what that's going to be.
Okay, so then how do we get ourselves ready? How do we get our body, our mind, and our soul ready to capitalize on these things? Not to be a futter, not to be like, hey, oh, this new thing, it's dumb, da-da-da-da-da, and miss out on just that cook, right? Like, you know, ENS domains was the thing, right? You know, there's these things. Friendtech was the thing. Everyone faded Friendtech, and then you could have made a shit ton of money in 3x, right? How do we get ourselves in that mind space to be ready? How do we get our information game strong? How do we get, so we got to receive the information, but then we also have to analyze and form an action based off that information. How are we, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think you join communities of people who are like-minded. Like you join the Bodoggos Discord, you buy yourself a Bodoggo, you get in there. We are talking about plays we're making and what's going on in the market on a daily basis. And I think that's a big thing, is just participating in the market, be it with whatever size, or at least like staying in tune of what's happening, because then you kind of get the lay of the land of what's happening. You'll have a wide net of everything that's going on. And then it's just up to you to like use your own judgment and then lean on the collective judgment of your groups to figure out, hey, this could be interesting. Like last night I shared like a link to Axie Infinity's upcoming MMO in the Bodoggos Discord. Like that could be cool. Like people are always sharing like different ecosystems. And I think one thing that's important is like not to just like FUD or like immediately like dismiss these things, like you said, and there's like actually go in, explore it, especially if it's like no cost to like get in or low cost to get in. Play with it for a couple minutes, and if it's something that like seems like novel, unique, new, gives you that like we call it like the tingle in your balls, and like that might be something worth like looking into. So I think just like having an open mind and continuously like willing yourself to explore makes sense. Like I'm bridging to other blockchains all the time. I was on Sonic, Abstract, Monad, Barachain. I have the Fluffles on Mega ETH. I'm in Mega ETH testnet. Like just getting your hands on and into and getting the mindset that being early into these ecosystems just to be able to like see the lay of the land is super important. And that's how you catch like the next runner.
And Ray, Clemente, easy. All big trenchers love the trenching. Like, do we see a real trench resurgence? Do we see a different kind of pumped out fund that changes the dynamic, that changes the game mechanics in a fun way? Do we see that kind of coming? Or do we think we're past the Rubicon on that and it's just kind of like now a part of the market, but not the spotlight of the market?
I just think it's not meme coin season anymore. I think meme coin season is ended. Meme coins are always going to be a part of the market. I don't think they're going to go away. I think we'll have another meme coin season. It's just a matter of when, because like right now, like we are seeing like runners like here and there, but we're not just seeing that like intense daily volume, number of graduations, volume in the trenches that we saw a month, 2 months ago.
I like it way better. I like this trenching way better than before because this is just organic memes. Like Pui's running to 40 mil. That was that's a meme coin. The shit we were seeing before was just straight up bullshit, trash that was getting pumped because everyone was speculating on it and tracking wallets and doing all this. This is like real memes being made. Frankly, I've had one of my most profitable weeks the last 7 days because of Pui's, because of Greed 3, because of some other like memes that I've just caught that I've liked. And that's like just organic stuff being made off of like internet virality, not like some AI bullshit that literally doesn't need a coin that is all of a sudden getting pumped to 300 mil. I like this way more.
Yeah. And I think it suits your trading style because right now you can hold things because there isn't that like snip snap rotation where like you need to jump into where all the volume's going for the new coin that's launched for whatever reason that everyone's buying 10 minutes after the old one. So like right now, there's not the constant liquidity suck on the new token that presents like the best ROI. You can kind of jump into ones you believe in for like a longer period of time. Like I'm still holding Greed 3. Like it's been a week almost at this point. He hasn't tweeted about it. Like I've been trimming. Like the chart's just continually like to go up. I mean, there's nothing that's pulling like the liquidity away from these that you saw like when you'd have another runner. Then like every other chart would just lose 30 to 40% and then not recover. We're not seeing that right now.
I love it. Nick, I got a quick question. Are you hearing anything at the crypto summit from your sources about privacy, about like KYC around DeFi in crypto? Are you hearing any things about that?
Around KYC, around DeFi? No.
Very specific question. What do you know, Kix?
I'm just wondering if we get like real world assets and we get like this DeFi thing, but there is some sort of requirement to like for there to be KYC around DApps and stuff like that. If that happens, then do we see like this big run in cypherpunk privacy stuff? Like does that Monero thing I talked about the other day, does that become like, okay, we're getting crypto's now being legitimized, but because of that now they're putting more guardrails on it, but people still want that true freedom in crypto. So we see the privacy stuff. It wasn't there like a Tornado Cash privacy kind of thing launched on Base. I checked it was down to like 5 million.
There's no announcement.
Like
there's no announcements coming out of the crypto summit.
None.
I don't think there's any. I think you got the announcement yesterday. You got the executive order. That is the announcement. There's not some other thing that's happening all of a sudden. People are really, the expectations at this moment are so overblown as it applies to government action. And I think Trump is partially at fault for some of this in the fact that he's coming out so aggressively with so many executive orders very quickly. But it takes time for the government to actually execute on these ideas. And so like have patience, young one.
Yeah, because here's the thing that I was thinking about. Think about this. Remember Base Q4 last year, right? all of a sudden they were like talking about like privacy and like decentralization, all these things, right? And they were really highlighting these decentralized privacy things that were happening. Remember on Base, they had like the private messaging thing, right? How you could anonymously with ZKs message each other on chain. And I was wondering if it's because the guys at Coinbase, they know the direction that the regulation is heading. And so they know that they got to balance that weight with like, oh yeah, we push for this stuff, but at the same time, we've also really been pushing for like privacy and like supporting that at the same time. Like, are they setting that narrative up? Right. And is, you know, like, is that the play? I can't think of the name. There's this privacy talking. Maybe it starts with a Y or a V on Base. It's only at $5 million.
I'm looking for it. I can't remember.
This sounds like a bunch of nonsense.
Gigs, I want to support and be like, yo, let's go. I have no idea what's going on right now.
I'm
Sounds like
It's called the Veil. It's called the Veil token. It's called the Veil. Yeah, BLA got it. It's called the Veil token. It was at $5 million when I started thinking about this 10 days ago. It's already up 2x.
Oh, okay. It's up 2x.
All right, let's take a look. Why are you so actually I'm doing on this? Why are you so like concerned about privacy right now?
I'm not concerned about privacy. I'm just more so thinking like that in Q4, it was very real that the Base guys were trying to say that like, we're not like the corporate chain. We're supporting this, like all of these new things, right? So they supported this Veil token and this private messaging token on Base. And like, are they promoting these things because they know that there's going to be a fracture, a split in crypto where some of the crypto markets move to like this more, yeah, we got more adoption, but it's more regulated KYC. But on the flip side, they're hedging it out by also saying like, hey, look at all this awesome Tornado Cash-esque privacy stuff. We fought to save Tornado Cash. And that's happening at the same time. And so like the play of this year could be longing some of like the true like cypherpunk decentralized things, because those are going to catch that counter wave.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all.
I think it's interesting. I'm gonna buy some Veil right now.
Hey, and on that note, I'm gonna head out.
I mean, that makes sense.
You'll be
Like,
buying
yes,
our bags, buddy.
privacy like could be something that does catch people by surprise, and I'm interested to see that pump.
I don't think the government is going to announce anything associated with privacy related things.
No, they're not. The counter thing, dude. Like a tide, low tide turns into a high tide turns into a low tide. You only can catch fucking mullets if there's something chasing them, Nick.
What he's saying is he thinks the government is gonna like clamp down on KYC, and people are gonna want a private way to interact with blockchain to dodge taxes, essentially.
I don't think it's going to happen.
You don't think that they're going to KYC?
Well, that's not an announcement that's going to come out from today. I think they're not going to want to. They shut down the lawsuit against Uniswap. They're not going to want to do anything associated with that. I think the reality is the IRS can track, could track. I don't know how many employees are left there, but they could track blockchain activity, and the government can, or just general government agencies can track that. So if they really want it, like as long as it eventually tracks back to some place, like when you deposit in your bank account, there's going to be a record of where it came from. So the idea of KYCing, I think, is less relevant than the ability to track. And in terms of the market as a whole for privacy related things, I think there'll be more of a clampdown on the like privacy preserving technology, honestly, in terms of like you can't run some of those things in the US essentially. So yeah, you're going to have to like do sketchy things to try and evade government oversight essentially. Does it require direct KYC on a DEX? No, I don't think so. but it does require them, or like they are going to continue tracking. Like ultimately you're committing a crime if you're trying to like siphon off money to different places. So I don't know who the audience is for some of the privacy preserving outside of people.
You can anonymize yourself on chain and still be paying all your taxes.
I think the Venn diagram of like criminal actors and people who want privacy is almost like 100% overlap.
Do you guys even know who built, like, do you even know who were the founders of cryptocurrency? Do you know what these guys are up to? They all came from anonymous mailers. What do you think you're trying to do if you're trying to message people anonymously online?
Drugs.
One of them,
maybe
even some, diddlers.
Okay, let's.
They all, the internet was created because of porn. You know what I'm saying? Like they'd always, the origins of things can be a little,
there's a lot of areas to dig. You know what I'm saying? In terms of opportunities to make money, this is one area that I ain't digging.
But you can own a privacy. You can own Monero, and it's not like you're gonna get your door knocked down.
No, I understand, but I'm just saying, like, there's a million ways to make money. I'm less concerned about the privacy preserving ones. The one area that I have seen is MPC technology. I worked at a company associated with that, which literally is designed around privacy preserving transactions on chain, where you can participate in, for example, voting anonymously and other things. I think MPC technology is legitimate. And I think there will be use cases for that. Specifically, like you're saying, Kicks, people do want to stay anonymous on chain, but it's still trackable. Like there needs to be some way that it's trackable back to your bank or your money. And there needs to be some way that it gets back there that they can audit you. How that is done, I don't know.
Put it on wax. I think maybe, it's a 10% chance of happening for a 10x, but maybe we get that privacy set up. Maybe Veil tokens a play. Maybe it's not. Maybe Monero's a play. Maybe it's not. Okay. Also put on wax next 3 months. Something big's happening. We're all going to get in on it. We're not going to fade it. We're going to be early. Clemente going to gritty the Pico top. We're all going to get out, make a nice swap. Roll it in, whatever coins you like.
I actually think a play that I will 100% full port will be any NFT collection. The top NFT collection on Monad is what I'm going to be looking for. When that comes out, that's been a clear play every single time. We saw it with the Hypeo NFTs on Hyperliquid. We just saw it with the Sonic NFTs, the Slurp Derp. And I'm going to do the same thing with Monad because it's just a bet on the community. And it's a bet on the potential airdrop speculation. So I'm just going to rock and roll with that. I'm going to wait for that to come out, and I'm going to not full port it, but I'll try to buy a lot.
What's your current holdings? What's that derp buy looking like? That was, you were saying that was up, right?
Check this. I bought this derp for 2.2K Sonic, which is like $1,500. I'm going to pull it up right now. I bought it because Andre Cronje, the founder of Sonic, was rocking the PFP. They're up to 4.8K Sonic. I'm up over 2x on it. So I'm like, okay, we're going to just run back this play again.
Great trade.
Let's go.
So that's like part of when you're exploring new blockchains, you find things like this, just being active and like paying attention. So like Sonic, you weren't even necessarily early on this. You weren't even early on this, Clemente.
No, I bought when it was up 2.5x already on the week. I was like, I'm just going to buy it because I was trying Sonic and I was like, yo, this is actually really impressive. It's really easy to use. It's really fast. And I saw like a pretty passionate community about it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy this thing. And I saw the founder. People were asking, how do I know it's the top one? The founder of the chain is rocking it. So it felt like a no-brainer.
That makes sense. I got a list of quick hitters here before we wrap. Let me know if any of these are of interest to you guys. Talk a bit more. Bitcoin reserve bill passes the Senate in Texas, so that's like the last step before it gets ratified. The governor of Texas says he hopes to make Texas the epicenter of America's digital future. Quantify Funds launched the APED ETF, 100% exposure to coin and micro strategy in this ETF. Trump delays tariffs with Mexico and Canada on USMCA goods. This is basically cars. European Central Bank cut deposit rates by 0.25%. We talked yesterday about World Liberty Financial adding SWE to their strategic token reserve. We saw the USDC markets go live with Myriad prediction market platform. That's another one to look at too. We're looking at prediction markets. Bhutan released a video detailing how their Bitcoin reserve funds their country, how they're using
Bhutan.
And then we saw a U.S. representative introduce a bill to end the Federal Reserve. Anything there that stands out or that's interesting to you guys to talk about before we wrap here, or anything else that's on your mind?
Everybody listening right now, you got to get your mindset right for the next 3 months. We have to all find that thing. There's going to be a thing. Life cycles, man. It's not just going to be all boring chop, okay? We got to work together. We got to compress that knowledge. We got to research. We got to figure out, okay? There's not always a fully lit up path, but maybe there's some fireflies in the sky leading us that way, okay? And if and when you find that out, you got to come back to the show. You got to get in those comments and like drop. Be like, hey, I'm thinking this. Hey, I'm thinking that. We got to mind share this. We got to be ready. We got to be ready to capitalize on greatness, okay? We are not going to accept mediocrity, okay, over the next 3 months. We are going to find the wins, and we are going to slap around those wins.
All right. We'll slap around the wins. On that, that's the end of today's show. Thank you all for tuning in on a wonderful Friday. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. You can catch the show next week, every weekday, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Listen back on all major podcasting platforms, Apple, Spotify. Watch on YouTube, see what we're talking about. Look at the charts, see how we're trading, especially when we trade on DYDX. Check out the comments and the show description to get a link to sign up for DYDX. Thank you all for joining us this week. We'll catch you back next week. Have a wonderful Friday.